Hello, hello, I'm the Chris who plays games, and tonight we're going to be playing some more StarTropics. It's an unusual day for me to be streaming, but since there is no work tomorrow, because it is Labor Day in the US, I figured I'd put a little bit more time in here so we can finish up StarTropics tomorrow night. But for now, we're just going to start playing. We are at the beginning of Chapter 4 here, and we've got a town to walk around in. And one of the things that I learned from my previous stream was that it always makes sense to talk to all the people in the town, so if I'm not a fool, I will just actually do that instead of just walking out of the town. So let's go ahead and talk to everybody and then move on. Okay, so there was a boy rowing his raft on the East Ocean. Good to know. We are in Tunicola, which is presumably a city. Hello, Yugi. Apparently Sushi Cola is the raw fish eater's island because, you know, sushi, raw fish, etc. Something, fisherman. Everyone here seems to be a fisherman. That baby is apparently a fisherman. This person's dad's a fisherman. Everyone here is a fisherman. So there you go. So there's still Super Chat, just no Super Chat for good. I didn't feel like picking a new charity organization that I could tell a good story about, so I just turned it off. Donating to the Alaska Conservation Foundation felt like it was the wrong match to this particular stream, so yeah. No, this is basically every stream that I've been doing, I've been picking out a charity to donate to, and I just didn't feel like it this time, so. Okay, we have been eaten by a whale, and given that Mr. Raftman here seems to have also been eaten by a whale, I guess that explains why he did not get a chance to return home to his family. Can I talk to you or do anything? Maybe I go over here? Oh, there we go. Okay. Wow, Mike, it's me, Babu, Dr. J's assistant. As last I found you, but did we have to meet inside the belly of this whale? I must tell you I witnessed the kidnap of your uncle. A huge flying ship appeared in the sky. I did not tell you because I was afraid it would return for me, but the Southern Cross gave me courage and strength to find you. I'm sorry I was scared, but now I must help. Let's find a way out of this fish with bad taste. We'll make him sneeze. Let's build a fire. I lost the lighter when I was swallowed. It must be around here. Let's find it. Okay, let's find it. So this is like a maze, and I don't really feel like getting lost in the maze, so we're just gonna follow the directions that tell me where to go. Right. Anyway, yeah, so I know the StarTropics is going to take me a little while, and so because tomorrow's a holiday, it seemed like it was fine to go ahead and do a little bit more work on StarTropics. Okay, so we can dive here. Alright, up, left. Hello, Prop 420, welcome, welcome. Left, down. Alright, down. Left, okay, left, dive. Alright. Up, left, up. Anyway, Jesto, what's new is I got a brand new tripod today. So just opened that up from Amazon. I think I'm lost, but maybe not. Left, down, right, down. Aha! I can sneak through there. Okay, good to know. Is this gonna take me anywhere? I do not know. We'll find out. But yeah, so I got a new tripod today. I went ahead and also, yesterday I did some flying with my drone. Hey, I got the lighter. Cool. Let's do that. Flew my drone yesterday, took some photos. I went out to Mount Auburn Cemetery, which is a cemetery here in Cambridge. Very pretty. And hung out there for a little while. Took some pictures there. And other than that, had a pretty lazy weekend. Jessica and I went walking for a little bit earlier today. And now I'm playing some StarTropics, so alright. Let's build a fire. We've built a fire. It's getting smokier. It's getting smokier. I've got smoke in my eyes. It's getting smokier. Well, that's because you're standing next to the fire. Don't do that. Uh-oh. I hope that it sneezes out the submarine, too, because if it doesn't, then we're going to be in real trouble. So I thought about maybe doing something even earlier than this, but I spent the afternoon napping instead of streaming, so... Oh, good. He spit out my submarine. That's good. I promise never to smoke again. I have to tell you his last words. Evil aliens from a distant planet. Tell Mike to dip my letter in water. Do you understand? Yes, I understand. He's been conducted by aliens in the flying ship. Okay, so here's the problem we've got. I don't have a letter to dip in water, unfortunately. However, thankfully for all of you, I do have a walkthrough. And so what I know is that if you bought this game, it came with a letter in the box, a physical letter. And what you're supposed to do is dip that letter in water, and there was a secret code that showed up on it that would tell you what you needed to know. So what we need to know is that we need to tune into 747. And then we'll set up his homing signals. So there we go. Now we'll go and try and follow him this way. Thanks for subscribing, by the way. I appreciate it. How was everybody's weekend so far? Are people working tomorrow, or do they have tomorrow off? Are you doing anything special for this Labor Day weekend? How are you doing? Oh, look, the giant boat. All right, let's walk into this town. Talk to everyone. All right, let's talk to everybody. Welcome to Belcola. Well, thank you. I like how all the names are cola at the end. And this one apparently is named after Captain Bell, because they're not very, do I know the story of our island father, Captain Bell? No, I don't. I don't, and I don't really care. You're the second oldest in all the islands, 128 years old, and that's the second oldest? Who's the oldest? Because if that's the second oldest, the oldest is older, and that's really old. Well, I don't know, but I've been told that old person's very old. Hello, Mr. 32, welcome, welcome. Do I like my song? Me so, my bell, me so. I don't like that song. I would rather have a different song that had more words in them. I got up early to fish. The early bird catches the worm, you know? Alright, so we talked to all those people. Now let's talk to this guy. I'm from Sea Island. The chief is waiting for me. Cool. Hi, chief. Talk to me something. Tell me something good. You're Chief Belcola. You got a letter from Sea Island. Wait, are you Chief Belcola? Like, Belcola's the name of the city. Okay, you got a letter from Sea Island by carrier pigeon. He asked me to give you the secret of the Strait. But I'm not sure. Do you promise to keep it secret? Sure, I'll keep it secret. I'm just gonna tell all these people, but that's alright. In 1680, the British Captain Bell battled with pirates invading our islands. He blocked the strait by sacrificing his own ship. Since then, Captain Bell has been known as the Island Father. But he left a secret in his cave to open the strait. It's not easy to enter the cave. I will need the help of Peter. Okay, well, who's Peter? I don't know Peter. Are you Peter? No, you're not Peter. I don't think I've met a Peter. Let's go. Is there like another person here whose name is Peter? No, no one here's name is Peter. Alright, well, whatever. Alright, hello William Victor, by the way. Hello, hello. Alright, let's go find some guy named Peter. Hey, this guy looks like a Peter. Hello, Peter I am. Peter I am. Aw, oh, that's a pretty nice art for NES. Looks pretty good, this parrot. No gift, no chat. No gift, no chat. Oh, well, I don't know. Parrot want a cracker? I don't know. Where we get a cracker or something. Alright. Let's go here. Alright, so we still don't know where Dr. J is, unsurprisingly. Alright, so let's go see if we can find like a gift that a parrot would want. I can't go this way? Nope, can't go that way. Let's look for a diving location or something. This is a diving location. Alright. We'll take the subway and we'll go see if we can get something that will get Peter to help us. Oh. Alright, fine. Come in here. Go up to this little village. Do you have any crackers? Sure. Wake up early and find a fresh worm for bait. Here's a fresh worm for me. Okay. I got a fresh worm. I don't think that's a cracker, but I'll take it. Yeah, I got my YouTube watch time has been pretty low recently because I've been watching a lot of The Office on Netflix rather than watching YouTube at night. So my my watch time is lower than my average. I'm only watching on average like 2 hours a day, so. I have definitely never played this game before I played it for streaming, so this is new to me. It's recommended by Soybomb, who's another member of the YouTube gaming streaming community. Plays a lot of retro games as well. They call him the Retro King. Well, at least he calls himself the Retro King. I don't know about that. Okay. A worm. Oh, a worm is what a parrot wants? I think a parrot wants a cracker, not a worm. A worm doesn't seem like a thing a parrot would want. Like, I guess birds eat worms. The early bird gets the worm. Oh, see, that's why he was telling me, like, you want to hear the trick about fishing. The early fisherman gets the fish, and it's just like the early bird gets the worm. That's the trick. Hello, Julie. Alright. No gift, no chat. Well, here, take a worm. Yes, gift. Yes, gift. Awk, awk. Good morning, Captain Bell. Hi, Peter. Do me so far, do me. 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 Like it's a musical note. See, Alright, so now we know the trick. Let's go ahead and see if we can find anywhere else we can use that trick. There's nothing in the town that we could use, and there's no docks along the caves here, but maybe we can find a path through those mountains. One of the things that I've learned about this game is that they like to hide hidden paths in the mountains. It's one thing I don't really like about this. Like, with the little bubbles, they at least give you a hint, but having these paths where it's like, oh, you're supposed to just know that you can walk in here, it's kind of like, well, that's cheating. Like, this is good, but then it's like, oh yeah, you're supposed to walk through this mountain. And I'm like, but that's not clear. It's not that one. Not that one. Nope. Alright, let's try these. Yeah, see, like, how was I supposed to know that that's a path that you can walk through? There's no way I could know that. It doesn't even help me anyway, because it puts me here where I can't get anywhere. So, yeah, all these stupid hidden paths, not a big fan. Alright, let's go here. Alright. I maintain his memorial. Don't touch anything. Peter's great-grandpa was Captain Bell's pet parrot. Did you know? Alright, so the parrot's trying to help me. And what do you tell me? Do me so far, do me? Do... No, that's right. So, do... re, mi. Do, re, mi, fa, so. Do, me, so. Fa. Do, me, so far. Do, me. Do. Me. No? Alright. If I go here, what's this say? Nothing. Do, re, mi. So. Fa. Do. Mi. Do, mi, so, fa, do, mi. Do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, ti, do. Do, re, mi, fa, so. Do, re, mi. Do, mi, so, fa, do, mi. So, fa, do, mi. So, like, I played the musical note. And the fire has not gone out. So let's try this again. We'll go out. Start again. So, because I screwed it up at one point. And do, mi. Hello, Mikey. So, fa, do, mi. Okay, there we go. I just had to get it right the first time. Once you have screwed up the organ, you have to leave and come back in order to reset it. So, there we go. Now we have made it through the organ, we have made it into here, and we can go down the stairs. And a false wall. Hey, a heart. Nice. So that should fill up my life, I think? Yes. So now we are at the beginning of the cave in Chapter 5, and we can move on with our lives, and we can do some cave fighting. It's cave fighting time! So the goal here is to clear that boat out of the strait, I think, so... Oh, nice. And I have plenty of hearts, so I get this. Yeah, this game is totally full of exhilarating action, action, action. So the game's like an action RPG. You know, it's similar in style to Zelda and other things like that. I don't know what's going on in this room. I don't know what to do. Alright, well, that was clearly not the thing to do. I don't have any magic items, so I think the trick is just... There we go. Oh, nope. Try this. Nope. Yeah, I forgot that you have to sometimes step on squares in order to get them to show footprints that will help you see something. No! Okay. So I don't need those footprints on the sides to begin with, but we can do that. As far as... Yeah, so this weekend I did some photo shooting. I bought some, like, accessories that I should have bought a while ago. One of the things I bought, one of the early things that my dad taught me actually when doing photography is, so lenses for cameras are pretty expensive. A decent lens for your camera can cost hundreds or even thousands of dollars. And so it is often the case that you want to protect the lens from being damaged. That means that because it can get scratched. And so what you can do in order to prevent that, so first of all, like, always put the lens cap on is the easy answer. Unfortunately, I am bad at these things, and so oftentimes I will lose track of my lens cap or whatever else like that, or I won't be as careful with it as I should be. And what you can do in addition to, oh, that was dumb of me. What you can do in addition to keeping track of your lens cap is you can actually buy filters that you can put on the front of your lens that will prevent it from being scratched. Now, the filters aren't free, but the filters are like, you know, 10, 20 bucks compared to hundreds or thousands of dollars for a lens, or, you know, and a significant amount of money to get a lens cleaned or fixed up or whatever else like that. So you really want to be able to do that in order to, you know, oof, okay. That was bad. Ow. Oh man, those spikes hurt a lot, too. That's trouble. Okay. So, I'm pretty sure I'm gonna have to go back after a little bit here and try this again with more life, but that's okay. Oh no! Dumb. But yeah, so buying filters, you can buy like a $20 item that will protect the lens of your glass. And if you protect the lens of your glass, then if the filter gets scraped up, you can replace it and it won't cost a lot of money. And you know, that's a nice thing to do when, you know, you don't want to spend thousands of dollars replacing your expensive lens. So I bought a filter for my lens on my current camera, which again, I should have done a while ago, but it's done now, so. Yeah, I mean, it depends a lot on what you're buying. You know, there are oftentimes a key tool in a photographer's toolkit will oftentimes be a relatively cheap prime lens. Prime lens is another word for having something that doesn't zoom. So a lens which is a non-zoom lens, which is a fixed focal length and looks pretty good, can be... Oh, what the fuck? Okay, this room seems bad. Okay, so there's like a spot that sends me through the floor that I don't want to go over. Oh, I'm just gonna do it again. Fine. See, like, I don't like this. I don't like this, like, you know, everything is invisible. And you can't go in any direction. I guess I just have to go down here. God damn it. Proto Sam, I agree. This floor seriously just wants, like, has it out for me. Alright, so let's do that. I mean, I'm assuming that there's, like, a single path that will actually take me to where I want to go. I just gotta find it. Is this like invisible floor that you fall through approach something that they use a lot? Because if so, I may have some trouble here. I may have a similar problem to what you had. And there's not like a magic item you can use that tells you where to go, right? There's no trick here. Alright, so it's not that. Okay, so this goes here, this goes here. I think both of these are dropping me to the floor, right? So this room is the end of your StarTropics experience, is what you're telling me. Beyond this, there is no more. By the way, hello, Proto Sam. Okay, so is every one of these a trap? That one is, that one is. I've been great. Alright, so all three of those are. Okay, so what do we got here? We can't go down from here. This is going to be a trap. Yep. Okay. I'm going to try this again in a different spot. So one of the things about the CPG rules of CPG is that they do say always cheat. So I've got that going for me, which is nice. Alright, jump over that. Ooh, just barely missed me, but I avoided it. Now we can go left, grab the double hearts, get ourselves to full, and then go down. Ow! Crap. So I got the double hearts, but took 4 hearts of damage getting it. Awesome! Awesome! So what's shit about the H260 Pro? I am interested in your opinion. I have some minor qualms about the cam link and it being kind of flaky, but I think that that's more a combination of the I think that's in part like Elgato or OBS combined with oh, god damn it. OBS combined with like video capture sources is often kind of flaky in my experience, so. Ow. Okay, take this. And go here. That did not do what I want. Oh, I see it. I see it. I see it. I got it now. Huh. Okay. Yeah, so I bought a cam link and I've been pretty happy with it. Nice things about it is that it is a like normal USB video source, which means that you can use it in combination with anything that supports USB video, e.g. Skype or whatever. And I think that that is definitely something that I am, you know, hopeful, like, have found to work out better for me. I just think that the OBS, like, auto detection of video inputs is kind of crappy. So it's got like a million options, but instead of those options being something that is like will be auto detected or flexible or anything else like that, it's something you have to work out the right combination of options, and that's kind of shitty. I don't know where to go. I need to find a footprint so I can open this door. Well, that was bad. Gotcha. Well, that's shitty. Yeah, so the cam link is just an HDMI input, so it has support for whatever is HDMI. If you don't have HDMI on something, then you're in trouble. That's true for the HD60 Pro too, right? It has no support for anything that isn't HDMI, as far as I know. There we go. That time we made it through without taking any damage. So I know that the older HD60s did have support for actual like composite inputs, but I didn't think the HD60 Pro did. Yeah. So yeah, the cam link is basically just an HDMI to USB video converter. It works over USB 3 links, and the two problems that I've had with it is, one is I still consider an OBS problem, which is that it will do a... Okay, so let's... Ow, got me. So if it's not detecting, if you don't have it set on the correct resolution, then it will just like not work at all, which is obviously problematic, rather than it like doing, I don't know, something better. And I have not had that problem with my other cameras, and I'm not sure if they do like USB video different in some way or what. Alright. I want to avoid that bat hit. There we go. Oh! Just jump into a pit instead. Perfect. Let's go ahead and hit you while we're here. There we go. I think that was over here. Yes. There we go. Yeah, if you get something that works better, I mean, go for it. That's always my recommendation. People are always like, oh, I'm not doing the thing that everyone else is doing. And I'm like, the reality is that the reason that everyone else does something oftentimes has more to do with marketing and like personal experience than it does with it being the best technical solution. And people oftentimes don't realize that. They're like, oh, this must be the best solution because it's what other people are doing. And it's like, no, it's probably just the solution that they read someone else doing on YouTube and they went with it. Elgato has done a really good job of creating some products, but I totally believe that there are some things that just don't work as well for specific use cases. I know I bought a Blackmagic capture device for when I was on the Mac, and it was something that I really did not enjoy. Oh right, I have to use these mirrors to reflect back on these guys, I bet. Let's see if we can destroy this snake before we do that. Alright, snake is dead. Maybe I should have just gone after I killed the snake. Yeah, that was dumb. Hey, Mikey L the Gamer, how's it going? Oh, that was dumb. Alright. Let's go ahead and grab this and this. And I think part of it is that the HD60 Pro at this point is just old for them. I mean, I think that the HD60S is the newer device, and I think that they realized that, like, it just isn't, like, doing PCIe doesn't make sense anymore once you have USB 3 support that's widespread. So that's my feeling on the direction that they've gone, is that their more recent devices are just better. Okay, so what do I have, this wand. Is this gonna do anything for me? No. Oh no! Well, that's shitty. Ah. Was there another trick here, or is this just like instant death? Okay. Let's just exit. Okay, hearts. Okay. Alright. Ow. Okay, this doesn't seem great either, but maybe there will be a good exit out of here. Well, so the reason for USB 3 on the Elgatos is because you need USB 3 to have the bandwidth to do full raw video. So of course it depends a little bit on what you want, but if you're trying to get like raw video sources out without, you know, compression or whatever, and encoding takes, you know, CPU cycles that you got to put somewhere, then you've got to do it via a higher bandwidth connection than USB 2, because USB 2's bitrate limit is, I don't know, like 100 megabits per second, but not infinite, something along those lines. And even most like USB 2 interfaces probably can't deliver the full speed of that, so I think that's why you want to go with something better than that, so. So is that a good deal? Like, do PS1 still sell for more than that? I still need to pack up my shit and send it to you so you can find good homes for it. I was actually thinking that just the other day. I was walking by the street, walking down the street, and someone was throwing away a, like an old Trinitron monitor. And I posted to a Twitter account I followed that's really interested in like retro floppy disk controllers and other stuff like that. And I was like, hey, I don't know if you have anybody that would want this, but if you do, you know, let me know and I'm happy to grab it for them, because I've got no use for it and I won't do anything with it. But it looked a little bit different, and it was like, you know, wood-sided case and other stuff like that. And I was like, hey, you know, maybe there's people out there who want this shit, even though they're not me. Okay, so what do I have to do here? I have to, like, hit this thing? I don't know if that's gonna be... Oh, I walked right into it. I hit it, but then I kept walking. Gotcha. Okay, so with the mod chip, it's worth more because it's work and bits that someone had to put together. Gotcha. So you're actually an interesting person to ask. I don't know if you saw Stingray asking the other day about like what people consider homebrew. So someone talked about like Tanglewood or something along those lines as a new homebrew game. And the question was like, what does homebrew really mean in the modern era? Like, it obviously meant something when, you know, Sega Saturn was the modern console. Then I realized that a lot of the reason for the term homebrew was associated with, in the same way to, like, jailbreaking, you know, iOS stuff, was there's no way to play games that were, you know, created by independent creators without a licensed chip in them or something along those lines. So, you know, that's still the case. Like, you still can't play a PS1, like, any content you put on it's burned to a CD on a PS1, I think. You have to modify the funky, I don't know, I know there's like a wobble reader or something like that that, like, checks to make sure that the wobble on the disc you're playing is correct and so on and so forth. But I still don't know, like, what do people think of as homebrew? Like, what's the difference between homebrew? Is a brand new Sega Genesis game that's been made, like, a homebrew game? Hello, Flapper, how's it going? And what should that term mean in an era where these games aren't being, like, licensed or made anymore? Is that really the right term to use, or not? So I was curious, like, when people are releasing, like, new NES games, for example, which I know that is a thing that people do. Ow. Okay, so now I've got a baseball bat, but... which is, like, good and all, except I'm, like, several hearts down, and I don't know where to go next. So I'm gonna die soon. Come on, Snake. Do step on Snake. There we go. But yeah, so I don't have a lot of good opinions on this because I'm not super into the homebrew or indie gaming or whatever scene, but I was curious about that. Alright, so here's what I'm figuring out. This is gonna suck. Okay, so I'm gonna do this. I don't think I went this way, but I think this just takes me back to some place I did go. Nope, it does not. Okay. Huh. The problem is that the only place I can go from here is to jump on spikes. I can't jump on the spikes. Okay. Yeah, so I guess you have to do modifications on so you have to do modifications on any like any modern console, right? Like, so do you have to, I guess, do you have to, if someone makes a new NES cartridge today, and you wanted to play it, do you have to have a modded Nintendo? Or is the mod, because there was a chip that was in the games. Can you just buy those chips now? I don't know how that works. I don't remember if because I know in the old days you had to actually, like, physically modify your NES to ignore the lockout chip or whatever. Oh, shoot. Okay, so you can get those chips and put them in the new game. Is that how that works? So, like, when you make your homegrown NES game, you've got a chip from somewhere that can bypass the thing, or is the chip in the console? I can't remember if it's in the cartridge or the console. I guess that's the question I'm asking. And I should know the answer to this, but I have never really dug into this a lot, so. Ugh. Freaking bats. I don't even have a boomerang like I would in Zelda. Yo-yo slash mace or nothing. There we go. Okay, nothing good. Ow. Yeah, okay. So but you do have to do a physical modification to the NES and and you can't do that via the cartridge. Like, it's not like you ship the cartridge that has those bits in it or whatever else like that, so. Yeah, Mike, it's almost like it'd be cool if we had like an archive of the different ROMs that are out there that we could just use to always have as a reference copy. And that way everyone would always be able to easily get a copy of them and... no, like, that's a real serious problem, and this comes back down to a lot of the discussion that we had the other day about, like, Emu Paradise and Nintendo's overall reticence to allow people to use their, like host their licensed material, and how they're aggressive about DMCA takedowns and other things like that. It's really a bad thing for the world that so much of this, like, massive software history is potentially going to be lost as a result of copyright infringements. Huh. Interesting. Maybe. We don't know what they have. It's not really relevant what they have if it's not shared with anyone but that one guy, you know? The whole fact that, like, the entire... Okay, so I'm confused here. Hold on. Okay, so... Ha. It's not Monday already, Van Helsing. It's just a, oh, I'm sorry, I clipped there for a bit. Tomorrow is a holiday, and so I decided that I would do a little bit of extra streaming as a result of the holiday being tomorrow. So you get an extra CPG stream. Okay, so NES system has a copyright protection. Oh, frickity frick. Okay, so the NES has a physical copyright protection chip, and it required... but it required something, it only required something in the cartridge to do that, right? So if you built a cartridge that had the right physical properties, would it be able to pass copyright protection, or was that, like, library that was linked into the code, or how did that actually work? Maybe the answer is, like, none of us know because we're not, you know, deep into the modding scene. But it feels to me like it would make more sense to, like, if I'm making new NES cartridges, to get whatever kind of chip I need in order to, like, rather than making people use modded controller or consoles, to get whatever hardware thing I need to put in my cart that would make it pass. So I don't know if that's what people are doing or not. I do know that they sell now NESs that are, like, pre-modded. So there's, like, people making new systems that are the NES. I saw one of those, the Haunted Halloween 86 guys had, like, a pamphlet for, you know, one of these, and it actually has, like, real HDMI output with, you know, built-in upscaling and all this other cool stuff, so. Okay. Get out of here, purple bullies. There we go. Okay, so now I got that. I'm gonna open this up. Boom. But I'm going to do this. There we go. Get out of here, ghost. Boom. Yeah, so I think that those unlicensed games, they had the hack in them to do some kind of DRM protection stuff is the answer. Oh god. Oh! Wow. I just got extremely lucky on all of those spikes. Well done, sir. That's no problem, Sam. I appreciate you even thinking about it with me. So, like, if my questions seem like I'm beating up on you, definitely not intended. I just can't remember any of this stuff either from— oh shit! God damn it. From all the time that I've spent, like, talking about it or thinking about it or anything else like that, so. Fuck. Okay, get some more mirrors, I guess. $99 mirrors. Great meals, great deals. The 99 restaurant. Great meals, great deals. Oh shit. Alright, let's not do that. We'll do that. Fuck. God damn it. I don't want to take any goddamn hits. Aha! Cool. Hello, Maythrows! Gotcha. Okay. So Tengen was like, fuck this copyright protection bullshit. We're gonna do what we want. And it worked out fine. Because they were Tengen and Nintendo didn't get upset enough at them to— well, I guess, what can you do at that point? Like, if they reversed— if they figured out how to work around your copyright protection, then you can't really do anything about it. You can't be like, oh, we're not gonna license games with you anymore. Like, okay, so what? Cool, I started the waterfall. Of thee I sing, land where our fathers died, land of the pilgrim's pride, from every mountainside, let freedom ring. Wow, I've done it! Success! Oh, jeez, I'm sorry. I keep, like, peeking out my audio, because I don't know, because I'm too close to the mic or something, I guess. Turn this down a little bit, not be so loud. Maybe that's a little bit better. Okay, so we have cleared the boat. Now we can go on to Chapter 6. I mean, it's a little bit funny, but a little bit just like, they've always been the same, really. Oh, secret passage. Let's go this way. Cool. Alright, here's a dock. Let's go and talk to this village. Be like, hey villagers, you can give me some know-how? Oh, totally. I mean, name, pose, poem. Are you a game master? I am not a game master. Dr. PJs was sailing my boat looking for a lost whatchamacallit. That was not very helpful information, sir. I'm the third oldest in all the islands. Wait a second. The second oldest told me she was 128. 177 is not younger than 128. So clearly one of you is wrong. Also 177, that is freaking old. I don't have bananas in my ears. She told me she was the second oldest. Now this 188-year-old woman tells me that she's the second oldest. I'm confused. Oh, man. Alert, alert, alert! Signal detected. Dr. J's location is north 49, east 28. Subsea is ready to launch, all ahead full. Well, where's north 29, east 48? Where am I? Do they not have GPS on this planet? Jeez Louise. Oh, there's like a secret passageway thing there. Let's see if we can get to that. Okay, so I can go here. Maybe this is a good way. But yeah, so it's clear why they would want to limit access to their platform. And I don't blame them for that. Like that's reasonable, but it is also clear that Nintendo has always been primarily about control. Or not primarily, that's not fair. Like, clearly they're about gaming first, but has always been a strong believer in control. And so, for example, they are, like, one of the reasons that I whine about them in YouTube land is because they're very heavily on control. They don't really believe in reuse of content, they don't believe in a lot of things like that. And so in addition to the understandable reason for doing that on their platform, they've also established this really, you know, north 13, east 15. Oh, the number's different now. Okay, so I'm like getting closer to it. It's like every time I get in the sub, it's gonna tell me that. So he's like here somewhere. So we'll go talk to this little village, and then when we get back in the sub, it'll tell me how far I have to go still. Oh, Rob, what? Who was this? Rob Crusoe Cola? I don't get it. I know everything is named Cola in this silly game, but still don't get it. North 4, East 29. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, and East 29. Okay, I gotta go around this patch. Let's see what we can do here. Oh, okay. Any secret passageways here? Yes. So I assume, let's try this out. Let's see if we go here. Okay. There we go. So I think Dr. J is like north of here. This is probably too far north, unfortunately. Fluffy Bun, you do not have to worry or feel bad. I am streaming at an unusual time today because it's Sunday and it's a holiday tomorrow. So it is not that you are late. It is that I am early by like, you know, 27 hours. So yeah, so like Game Genie or I don't know, like just overall, I'm just not as much of a fan of Nintendo's approach to ownership and protection of their thing. I think it makes total sense to have an idea for how you want to manage imposters and how you want to manage like other things like that. But I think that at the same time, you have to realize that like you are running a platform that a lot of people really enjoy, and when you do that, you're gonna have side effects that are beyond your control. And it's just a fact of life. You don't necessarily have to own every piece of the process. You should have a system where you can say, hey, Nintendo officially signed off on this, like we care about, like we think that this is good, but you shouldn't necessarily feel like you have to control every single thing that is produced in the world that runs on your platform. That's kind of crazy. Imagine if they tried to do that in the PC world, like that like, oh yeah, you can't run. I mean, it's a little bit like like the Android App Store, right? Like the Android App Store, the fact that something is in the Android App Store is not saying that Google condones that it's gonna work or that it's good software or it's a good game or anything else like that. It's just saying that, like, yes, this will like not be overly harmful to your computer, which I think is a pretty different thing. So I don't know. You know me, I'm always thinking. That's what I'm doing. Okay, I'm gonna try and go back here again. See if we can get to the far side here. Nope, not that one. Let's try this one. And then go up and to the left. No, okay. So I kind of need to get to... Huh. Alright, did we do this one already? I think we did. Yeah. And this one too. Okay. Yeah, well, so the islands form an arrow, which tells me to go this way, which is great, except for a problem, which is that, like, once I get over here, I don't know where the hell to go. Did I try this already? Maybe I didn't. Okay, so this takes me here. Like, I feel like I need to get left-ish. No, because what I want to do is go... I want to go left from here, because I want to get in that little wavy patch, but I can't get in that little wavy patch. Think. Or maybe I'm wrong, and I don't want to go this way at all, but this is going to take me back to the right? No. That's the other one up top. Anyway, so in this RPG, you are an island explorer. You're attempting to rescue your uncle, Dr. J. You travel between a bunch of islands and help people out on the islands in some way. So, for example, I rescued a guy who was swallowed by a whale. I just helped unblock a strait that a ship sailed into, etc., etc. Oh, cool, Sam. That's great. Thanks for hanging out and chatting with me. I appreciate it. So I just don't believe that arrow is, I guess, the problem. Yeah, so it's a nice little RPG, exploration with some, like, platformy style fighting, and it's pretty good. Okay, so go to the stairs and find a big heart. Fine, did that. Travel east and find the secret passage through the land. What? But yes, this is like one of the few games that was never released in Japan, right? So it is a, it's unusual in that sense because it is not a Japanese game. And on the Nintendo, that was pretty uncommon. Alright, so where do I need to go from here? I need to go north 63, east 12. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay. So it is my, like, imagination that it's near here is not crazy. Interesting. I had not realized that. They're very insistent about calling me Mike, so that seemed interesting to me. Okay, so let's do this again. Take the second one from the left, travel south, and dive in the bottommost wavy water. Then take the wavy water just west of you. Got it. I did have the right desire. I was like, that's the place I want to go. North 20, east 11. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 20. Oh, there's a secret passage here. It's like, there must be a secret. There we go. Now tell me where to go. North 5, east 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes. So we'll dive here. It plays the yo-yo, of course, you know, because all Americans love yo-yos. So that's important as well. Cool. All right, so we've made it to the cave in chapter 6. And we are following the signal of my uncle, Dr. J. Ow. Okay. Yeah, so we just passed that. It's one of those things that, like, is the reason why it's important for me to, like, have a walkthrough handy when we play games, is because, like, how would I have known that any other way, right? Alright, so I got full life. Don't need that. Call this the start of our cave. So yeah, like, dip the note in water, and I'm sitting here going like, what note are you talking about? So that's another form of copyright protection that is a little bit different. Alright, let's try this again with a little bit less dying this time. Oh, that's right! Anti-renting. It was less about copying back then, because, like, it wasn't like you could just copy the data off of a cartridge and put it on a floppy or something like that. But renting was a huge thing, and so there's a little cottage industry of approaches to prevent renting. Interesting. I already have that. Is this just a reminder that I can jump farther? Yeah, so this whole room is clearly just designed to teach you, like, by the way, you can jump farther now. Huh. Trying to figure out, how do I... Here, 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 okay. No, okay, we're go- no! Oh, crap. That was dumb. Wait, what? Oh, is the, like, flying boot only good for the room you're in? So you have to, like, get it in every room, otherwise you don't have that ability? Well, that's unfortunate. Okay, well, at least now I know. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. I don't like it, but I understand it. Down here? No. Back. Yeah. Well, I mean, it's one of the cool things about, yeah, that's right. It had to also teach me it was temporary by letting me die. So that's one of the interesting things to look at in games is like, what are the ways that games teach you things, right? And it's interesting because like oftentimes, you know, games will try and put all of the information pretty early on, or they'll add on like these little skills one at a time, but exactly how they do it in a way that doesn't end up feeling frustrating or patronizing is really interesting. And this is one of the things I complained about a little bit with the Labo, and then later went back on my words on because I was like, no, I was wrong, they were right, like they did everything right, and I just didn't understand it at the time, so I thought it was going to be a problem. That was stupid of me. Thought I had to reach there. I did not. But yeah, so I'm sitting here going like, what is this teaching me? It teaches you about trolls. I guess maybe I don't remember the part where it taught me about trolls. Am I gonna be able to get there? I can't remember. Okay, there we go. Oh yes, the fake exits. Yes, I do. That was definitely cheap. All right, so I guess I've got to wait until, because those blue blocks I think disappear when I step on them. So I got to do this, there we go. Ah. All right. Whew. The fake floor is definitely like, in general, the secret entrances and the fake floors are both just too much for me. Okay, so I am dumb and forgot that I can't super jump anymore. Okay, remember that. And I don't have any magic items, so this is just going to be a case of playing well. Oh, there's my boots. Okay, magic flying boots. I do kind of dislike that they take away all the items you got from you when you finish a chapter. Like, it feels like I picked up that baseball bat. Like, why did I just leave it behind? It's not that I forgot. It's just that I mean, yes, actually, it is the fact that I forgot. I learned nothing. I am quite dumb, and that's all there is to it. You have to tell me things a lot of times before I forget them, before I remember them, all right? Leave me alone. Oh, shoot. Now I'm down to yo-yo. Now I'm down to 3 hearts. Which I think is 1 hit. I'm probably gonna go back and try this room again. No, I know. I'm just being silly. But yeah, like I had a whole room teaching me and talking about it, and yet here I am, failing anyway. Ah, I want to shoot it at diagonal. I don't understand why this yo-yo can't go on diagonals. Yo-yos can go on diagonals, that's part of the point. Alright. So you're gonna give me full life or anything? I don't think so. In which case I will probably go back out and do that again with more life. Alright, slow little starfish, get out of here. Alright, let's see how we do this time. Just dodge, dodge, dodge. Dodge, dodge, dodge. Ow! I was not dodging. So the problem is that you want to dodge, but you also want to stay close enough to him that you can reach him when he comes down. So you're kind of motivated to do both. There we go. Much better. Not perfect, but much better. And we got a heart out of it, so that's good. Oh, no! Oh, shoot! Because I never went on this one, I forgot to pick up my flying boots. Oh, great. Shit. Okay. Luckily I saved right after killing him, so... There we go. Ah, well. Oh, and this room drops lots of hearts, which is good. This is gonna be trouble somehow. No, I guess not. Huh. Okay. I have played this before. I played this before on Monday for my live stream, and that's it. So this game is pretty much all new to me still. Alright, so this time I'm gonna go through here. Gonna pick up the feet, jump on this, hop on pop, hop on this. Cool. Can I make that jump? Oh, thanks, Flapper. I appreciate it. I totally forgot to set the game title. Never Alone was what I was playing on Friday. It was a great game. It was a really interesting way to present information, both that was like fun gameplay and tell a story from an indigenous culture at the same time. So I definitely recommend it if you have never played it. I had a lot of fun with it. It's a pretty straightforward / simple puzzle platformer. So it was not, I would say, the most challenging game I've played, but it was still good. Oh yeah, no, I mean, I am definitely like a huge like save states forever fan. So it's one of the things that I do, especially for live streaming, right? With the original console, it would just take me forever to play through a game like this, and now I have the ability to get through it in, you know, 4, 6, 8 hours, something along those lines, which is definitely a huge win for me. So I don't know what these boots do. Okay, I know what those boots do now. And this game, because I usually am not a big RPG player on live streams, and so for me, this game is a little bit outside my normal fare to begin with. So that was one of the reasons why I've been like more heavily using save states than I do a lot of times. Like in most games and streams, I will save state like at the beginning of a dungeon and then at the end of the dungeon or something along those lines. But for this one, I went into it knowing like this is a really long game for me, and wanting to like take the time to, or rather have the time to get done with it in just a couple of streams, which is why I'm doing it the way that I am. But yes, definitely it is much easier to play it with a shit ton of save states than it would be to play it in the original. It's one of the comments on the description of my channel is like, I suck at retro games so you don't have to. And this is definitely one of the cases where this game is hard. This game is hard and is intended to be time consuming. And I definitely want to play it in less time than it would take a beginner playthrough to go through. But that's just a matter of like, how do you want to handle your streaming experience, right? So like, it is a thing that I've done with my stream since day one to always consider that getting through the game is the most important part of it. So that's, for me, that's a big, It's just a big component of how I run my streams, so. I don't know. I never know whether something is hard for, you know, everyone or just for me or what, so. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Okay. Okay. Ow. Okay. Okay, that was not super effective. Go. Wow, I've done it! Hooray! But what I've done is gotten through with half of a heart left, which doesn't seem like it's very good. But yeah, so I don't know if games like this are hard for everybody, if they're just hard for me. Certainly there's a lot of people who can just play through the game and not die a ton like I am, so I assume that it's less hard than I make it out to be. But I don't know. For me, it's all a mystery. Ugh, mazes. But yeah, this is why, like, I'm a big user of walkthroughs, I'm a big user of save states, I'm a big user of these other things, because my goal is not to show you, is this game hard? Because as far as I'm concerned, all games are freaking impossible. But instead, like, what is the, I can't read the weird cipher. Okay. So there is some stairs back there, which makes me think that there's probably like a big heart back there. I'm wondering if I should go try and find my way to the big heart. But yeah, so as someone who is pretty bad at games, it is always my assumption that I will just suck. And with that in mind, it's more valuable to me to try and get through them. So yeah, that's my goal for getting the heart. Unfortunately, I went the wrong way, so let's go back here. Let's see if we can find our way over to the stairs. Do some more east here. Don't know if I should go up there or keep going east, but I'm gonna try this. This seems like it is maybe a dead end, but maybe not. Nope, did it. Excellent, cool, great. Alright, so now we can go down the stairs, get the big heart, give me some more life, give me full life, which is great. So I also really dislike games that when you start over, you start with 0 hearts, or with missing items or other things like that. And I think that that's one of the problems that I have with the StarTropics game is like when you die and you continue, but you only have 3 hearts. And the game is not like very friendly with hearts. It is pretty clearly the case that it's not like every creature you kill has random drops and like 10% of the time it's a single heart. Like every now and then you'll get a heart drop, but it's pretty rare. So yeah, no, it's definitely the case that lack of random battles here. It's one of the reasons I wasn't super concerned is like, okay, I know there's not going to be any random battles, and that makes me feel better. Unlike in like Zelda, for example, where there's creatures everywhere, or like Zelda 1 or Zelda 2, where in both cases the overworld has a lot of things that can kill you, so. Alright, so now we'll walk past the big rock, which is inscribed with something we can't read. And now we're in the cave. Hey, secret passageway. I will also totally admit that I love the fact that most of these dungeons are, oh shit. Yep, that can kill me. No doubt. Shit. Not only can it, it's going to. Those knives are frustrating. Alright, pick this up. Ah, right. Should have jumped. Yeah, so like now, I'm gonna start over at the entrance to the cave. But, oh, not at the entrance to the cave. Instead, in the knife room. But now I have 0 hearts, and I don't have the asterisk. Like, seriously? Ugh. I didn't even save at the entrance to the cave. Let's do that. So yeah, this game is definitely, like, there are some parts of it that would be more beatable, like, decently beatable if I was playing, normal, but for just getting through it, it's like, no. We're gonna do it this way. We're gonna do a lot of save states. We're not gonna go back and restart with 3 hearts and then die 3 times and then go back to the beginning of the cave and have 3 hearts and everything else like that. Like, no, that's not the way we're gonna play this game. And if it was the case that I could just like grind things out by like going in and out of that cave a bajillion times, like fine, maybe I would do that. But I can't even do that. Like, oh Jesus, seriously? 3 knives? Get out of here, you stupid knives. Alright, let's get this. Grab that. Go here and jump. Ah. Seriously? I mean, maybe the answer is I should just not take the secret passageway, because I'm clearly not up to skill for it, but I feel like the extra weapon is going to help me out later, so we'll stick with it for a little bit longer. See if we can get through here without sucking. Fuck! No! Fuck! I couldn't even turn there. Ah! Should have had that. Hello, Mr. Fat Boy. Or Fat Bow. I don't know, one of the two. Great. But now I can do this. Haha! And haha! I will take that star. Well, crap. I assume that jumping on these gives me nothing, and I have to kill all these snakes. Haha! Success! Double check just to make sure. Nothing, nothing. But yeah, this game was clearly designed. I mean, the other thing about making this like a not rentable, like beatable game is like, how hard was this game? Like, this game is not easy in the slightest. Like, this is, of the games that I have played, that it makes some sense to have some, like, anti-rental, like, provisions in them. Like, I would not pick StarTropics as a high point of the, like, easily beatable by a renter conditions. It's a hard-ass game. Like, you really need to protect this game from renters beating it? Like, any renter who can beat this game, like, congratulations, sir. You have my respect. Or ma'am. Like, this is a freaking hard-ass game. Or they spent a shit ton of money on it, in which case, I guess the problem with the spend a shit ton of money on it situation is, of course, that they're spending that money with Blockbuster instead of NES. Alright, well, I mean, frankly, if you beat Final Fantasy VII on a rental, like, I feel like that just makes you crazy enough that you just deserve what you can get. Is this gonna come at me? No? Can I throw this at them or something? No. God damn it. Yeah. It's like, don't sleep. That's the trick. Just don't sleep. Fucking hell. Okay. Like, there's no freaking way that I can do that, right? Like, how am I supposed to get past those guys? I'm trying to think if there's, like, a trick here that I'm failing to think of. I got no magic items. My, like, specialty thing doesn't work. But the star just shoots straight, right? Which does that, which is fine, but I still can't... Or is there a trick to this that I'm not understanding about the star? It is not Monday, Soy Bomb, but tomorrow is a US holiday. So tomorrow is Labor Day here in the US, and StarTropics is long, and so I am streaming on a Sunday. I know it's weird. Don't know what to do. Yeah, but I can't, like... Wait. Oh, I can push the button. Oh, I feel like an idiot. I was like, I can't do it. I noticed that it was happening, but I didn't realize that I was in control of it. Okay. So the idea behind Labor Day is that it is a celebration of the power of the labor movement, and so it is something that you should not have to work on. In reality, of course, many people don't have the option to take Labor Day off, so I'm not sure how effective it is, but, you know, it's like the people for whom, like, unionization and the power of the labor movement is the most powerful, or, sorry, is the most relevant, are typically the people who have to work on Labor Day, so, not super great. Alright, so let's grab these. 1, 2, buckle my shoe. 3, 4, get out of here, spike ball. Haha! Got you, fly. Stop looking at me, fly. There we go. No, it's fun. I got no problems with this. Hello, Furin Raiders. Hello, Rain, Boax, Mandarin, Caitlin, and Cherish Haven. It's lovely to have all of you here tonight. I am the Chris who plays games, and I am playing some StarTropics here. It's an unusual day for me to stream. Usually I play retro games every Monday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time, and whatever I feel like every Friday at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time. But tonight is a special stream because tomorrow is Labor Day here in the US, and I can't use my weapon anymore, so that's not great. Thanks, stupid. Oh no! Fuck. But yeah, thanks very much for the raid, Furin Raiders. Great to have you. Furin is a raider who oftentimes... What are we playing today, Furin? I feel like sometimes I see you tossing out the retro game as well. Although I feel like there's more like Nintendo stuff, maybe? Although maybe that's just my imagination. I never really know. You know, I never know anything. Your love of my hat. Isn't my hat great? I love my hat. Thanks very much for the raid, Furin, and thank you very much for subscribing, Thunderbird 007, and anyone else who feels like subscribing. Like I said, retro games on Mondays, whatever I feel like on Fridays. This Monday we'll probably be finishing up Star Fox. I'm probably going to finish up this chapter and then call it a night, and then we will finish up chapter 7 and 8 of StarTropics is what I meant to say, not Star Fox. Star Fox is, of course, a different retro game. You were playing Mega Man 7 today. See, that's what I thought. I feel like sometimes you pull out the retro games. The reality is that I get like all of these lovely streamers confused because I don't have enough time to watch everybody as much as I used to. So yeah. By the way, for those of you who are looking at this and being like, why does the game keep going backwards? Like, why does it keep saves like going back in time? The reality is that as a guy who's pretty bad at games, my goal is always to get through the game, and I do that primarily using the power of the magical save states. Save states are a feature of emulated games that that allow you to save the state of the game, of all the memories, so that you can go back to that state and keep playing from that point. Really useful when you are really bad like me and trying to play a really hard game like this. StarTropics is a hard game, and especially me who's not very good at RPGs and not very good at playing games, it's very helpful to have access to save states to allow me to actually make it through the game. Alright, we got some hearts here. Jump back up here. Oh no! God damn it. So this is StarTropics. StarTropics is a game that was actually one of the few games released only for the Nintendo in the US and not in Japan. It turns out that the Nintendo of Japan had decided that Americans were entirely not buying RPGs because they weren't American enough. So they made a main character named Mike. They gave him a yo-yo, a baseball bat, some bottles of Coke, and other things like that. Although I will say, I think they also have him drinking coconut milk, which feels like maybe they missed the point. But overall, the intent was to give someone, like the buyers of the game, a more American experience rather than all of the Japanese RPGs that were out there, and this is the result. So this game was never released for the Japanese market. It was released only here in the US. So that's an interesting thing for you to know. Okay, so I'll grab these hearts, but the problem is I don't know where to go after that. So let's go this way. I don't know if that works here. I don't really do the like streamer command thing, but yeah, so Soybomb is a streamer who plays retro games as well, is one of the members of the Retro Squad, and so he is a big retro streamer and is much better at retro games, unlike me. Where the heck do I go? You can also just link to your channel. It's fine. You're allowed. For friends of the stream, you're welcome to advertise yourselves. I know that Flapper and Soybomb are streamers as well. Furon is a streamer, and so are some other folks here. So if you play games, feel free to link to yourself or link to your stuff. Is that really your channel? I thought you were like Soybomb 2004 or something like that. Did you get the vanity URL of Soybomb? Maybe I missed that. Oh, you did. I didn't know when you got that. I didn't even think you used to have that. So there you go. The more you know. Am I a Mega Man player? I have played through most of the Mega Man, so one of the things that is cool about my channel is that you can actually look at all of the games that I have played on my website, which is chrisplaysgames.com. There's a link to games on there somewhere, and if I push this button, you will see it. And so you can see all the games that I've played, and so if we go to the alphabetical list, Mega Man games, I have played Mega Man, Mega Man 2, Mega Man 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, X, and a full playthrough of X rather than just a partial playthrough that I did more recently. I have also played lots of different NES games and other stuff like that. So I've played 122 different titles on the NES. So there's a lot of that stuff out there. 7 games on the N64, 50 modern PC games, including things like Portal, Portal 2, Always Awakening, World of Warcraft, and many others, but also a bunch of other stuff. So DOS, Atari, and other things like that. So I've played titles on 17 different platforms. What is it? 317 total games on 238 different days across 25 genres on 19 platforms. So, yeah. Is that okay? I'm gonna assume, I'm gonna trust in Soybomb. I am not excited for Mega Man 11 because I don't know a lot about it. So that's my current state. But yeah, so The Messenger is another game that is on my list to check out that was put there by Mike Yale the Gamer. I know that, by the way, I did mention it to Stingray, Mike, and he mentioned that he already has it on his list. Okay, so I think that I figured it out. Oh, right, so my website, I didn't link to it. So my website is chrisplaysgames.com, and it is linked there. That is the link directly to the game page that I was just showing you, so you can check out all of the different games that I've played. Okay, so here's my problem. I think that I have to go back to where I came from, but I can't. My thought was like, oh, there was a path that I didn't go down. That must be where I have to go, but now this isn't it. I do know Fire Emblem, but only from a little bit of watching someone play it once, and the also the like characters like Roy and Marth in Super Smash Brothers. So never played it, but it's a JRPG primarily. Is that right, or am I getting that wrong? So I was mentioning earlier that like my playing of RPGs is pretty limited because I don't tend to, I only stream once, or I only stream twice a week. Usually only one time is retro, one time is modern games. And so I don't tend to have a lot of time to play through an entire RPG, which is why I end up doing these, doing shorter games. So usually I look for games that are more in the like 3 to 4 hours or like 7 to 8 hours time. So yeah. Alright, so I am open to hints. If anyone knows what to do here, feel free to let me know. Unless I've just gotten myself killed and I can't go from here. Oh, I think I got it. I got it. I really don't like walls with no visible indication. Like, I want something to be just a little bit visible when I can walk through it. I realize that this is not the style that everyone likes, but it is the style that I like, so. Ow. Okay, that approach was not great. I have beaten Contra games, but only by using the Contra code. I have never beaten a Contra game like straight out. So I am really not that good at games in general. So, but I did play through all of Contra using the Contra code. Ow. Okay, so here's the trick. I gotta come here. I gotta attack him when he's far away. Jump and move. Oh god. I've done the wrong thing. Okay. Oh. Can't get too greedy. There we go. Alright, so what do you think we're gonna get out of this? Extra lives? Not extra lives? Yeah, so Flapper was mentioning that they had to the horizontal shooting. They had to save at least one thing for you know, StarTropics 2, and horizontal shooting was the one they picked. So yeah, this one's pretty decent. I mean, it's a little bit, so the soundtrack in this one is a little bit basic, but it's typical, I think, of the NES soundtracks of its era. Crap. That was done with me. So the... So the kind of basic, you know, the kind of basic notes and everything else like that, like it's a fine soundtrack. It's just basic. I think basically as the NES era developed, there were some soundtracks towards the end that really were able to take advantage of, or that were really able to build a great soundtrack even with the limitations of the NES. I think that, you know, one of the common examples of a really great track is like the Moon theme in the original DuckTales is a pretty great piece of musical art. And so like, those things existed, but they were more towards the end of the NES era. They were less common in, you know, earlier games, and so it's not surprising to me that StarTropics 2 was better in this regard. Oh no! Oh, Jesus. Damn it. Oh no! I wanted that star! God damn it, god damn it, god damn it. Alright, let's go back. Let's try this again with less dying. Oh, yes! Okay. Good pull. Good pull. Oh, fuck. So, this room didn't go so well. God damn it. Take care, Fluffy Bun. Have a good dinner. Hello, Lettuce Mida. Welcome, welcome. I'm the Chris who plays games, playing some retro games tonight. Usually I play games on Mondays at 9:15 and Fridays at 9:15, but tonight we're playing some StarTropics on a special day because it's a holiday tomorrow. So we're going to finish up this current chapter, Chapter 6 of StarTropics, before we head off for the night. Thank you very much for joining us, and I hope you have a lovely evening and enjoy your stay. If you have anything that anyone here would like to know, those people who raided with Flapper and have not been here a million times and heard all my stories before, I'm happy to tell them to you. I am currently a software developer working at a software development company, and I've been working in that field for about 15 years now. I am have been playing games since I was about 4 and I got my first NES. I am a big fan of streaming here on YouTube and have been doing it for about almost 3 years, and I have a bunch of friends here who are streamers, folks like Flapper and Soybomb, who play retro games on YouTube Gaming. So feel free to hang out, have some fun, etc. I do not play Xbox. No, I never owned an Xbox, and so I have no nostalgia for any of the games in particular. I have played a couple of games that are, you know, from the modern PS4 era, but that's not, like, that's just because they were exclusives to PS4, and not because I have any particular love for those modern platforms, so. Alright. Ah. So yeah, so I would say that if you were gonna make me choose, I would say that my experience so far, so the only difference between the Xbox and the PS4 is the exclusives, right? So like a lot of games that are on them are going to be on both platforms, and so the question at that point is which console has exclusives that you like more, and that's really a personal preference. My experience has been that the Xbox has more of the kind of like first-person shooter genre and other stuff like that as exclusives, whereas the whereas the PS4 has more of the interesting games to me, things like No Man's Sky or like Brothers, A Tale of Two Sons, but the reality is that I don't actually do a whole ton of modern gaming. If you're gonna make me pick a modern gaming console, the one that I would pick would be the Switch, not either the PS4 or the Xbox. But a lot of my like modern gaming on stuff ends up being done via not the consoles, but via the other thing, the PC. So I built myself a streaming PC back in July of 2017. 16? God, it's been a long time already. And so that's where I do a lot of my like playing of modern games. God damn this room. Well, so exclusive is, I guess, relative, right? So that's one of the things, is that, like, for the most part, Xbox doesn't have exclusives because what they have is Microsoft exclusives. The Microsoft exclusives are also available on the PC. So because I have a gaming PC, it doesn't make sense to me to get an Xbox because I can already play the exclusives on the hardware that I have. So I think that that's the big reason why there's a difference for me, or why I would have a preference for one over the other, is that on like Xbox, the exclusives would be things I can already play. So at Google, I work now on the open source software team. So I work to help Google engineers release open source software. And so, yeah, so it's my job to make sure that we have processes and tools in place for helping Googlers release software. For 4 years before that, I worked on YouTube, where I worked on video infrastructure and the CDN. So my job was to make sure that your YouTube videos kept playing. I am definitely going to go back to a previous save state and end up redoing a chunk of this because I have no life, but that's okay. Oh, I can't use either of my weapons? Oh, jeez. I was hoping that I would be able to do a little bit better than that. Okay, let's go back here. But yeah, so my job is to make sure that Google software engineers can release open source software as easily as possible. This also means that it is my job to kind of monitor our usage of that software. So for example, the project that I'm currently working on at work is to like look at all of the source code that Google is running and figure out like what portions of it are, you know, open source. And, you know, are we properly working with those developers and making sure they're supported as we work to use and reuse their software. You know, it's always a concern that people have about big companies is like, are they actually giving back what they're taking from an open source environment? So it's very easy as a big company to kind of take from the open source world and not give back to it. Open source software, for those who don't know, is is software that's created by folks and licensed under a license which allows people to reuse it without paying licensing fees and with certain freedoms that they can, you know, reuse and re-release it to others. So it's always our goal at Google to make sure that we are creating a sustainable ecosystem for open source and not just taking and not giving back. So no! Fuck! Almost made it through. Ah! Got greedy. Almost had it, but I got greedy. But yeah, so the hat is one that I bought. Originally, I actually wore my hat that I got from Google, but I was asked to stop, so it's just a rainbow beanie I picked up on Amazon for about $7, and I love it. It's a nice little symbol of CPG. So beyond the NES Retro controller, it's the closest thing I have to branding. Welcome back, Proto Sam. This game doesn't get any easier, I'll tell you that much. Oh my goodness. God damn it. Alright, let's see if we can make it through this room without taking damage. Not like that. Thank you all for being here, by the way. Again, I love having folks to chat with about the games that I play, about what's going on in my life, about everything. So you are what makes streaming fun for me, because I just like being the center of attention. So yeah, Yugi's always here because he has to tell me all the things I'm screwing up about the game that I'm playing. Because somehow he has like an encyclopedic knowledge of every game that was released for the Nintendo. Oh god. Alright, let's see if we can get out of here without getting knifed. Alright, we got our flying star Macy thing, which is good. Now we just gotta not take hits so we don't lose it. No, not quite far enough. Caitlin, you do not have to worry about it at all. Eating is important. I highly recommend it. It's the best way to stay alive. It is best not to think about that, Leif. The actual answer is that when you use your Square, your card to buy Square things on the internet, they ask you for your email address the first time, and then they associate your credit card number with your email address going forward. So even though you didn't give your email address at the point of sale for future transactions, you just scanned your credit card, it is kept for future transactions, and so you get emails of your receipts. However, I find it really creepy. It's an aspect of using Square for transactions that I find kind of like disconcerting, but drinking water is also important, although I feel like you can get away with like beer. So I think that that's okay. In fact, one of the reasons that beer is like exists, or one of the things that beer has been used for, I guess is a better way to say it, is that in the during the Black Plague era or something along those lines, when water was so like often polluted and like had disease carrying stuff in it and everything else like that. Wait, what? Is there not a path out of here? Did I seriously come all this way only to find out that I'm stuck? Please tell me that's not true. Okay. Well, sort of okay. This is not helping me a whole lot. Fuck. Oh shit, and now there's more things in here! Ah! Hi.
It sounds like things aren't going well for you.
Yeah, I'm trapped in a dead end that is not being very informative about where exactly I'm supposed to go at this point, so... To my left, slightly out of frame, is Mrs. CPG, my lovely wife. Who just ordered munchies, apparently. And so now I have Sour Patch Kids. Soybomb says hello.
I used to make these very elaborate trays of snacks for him. Now he gets Sour Patch Kids from the delivery guy.
I mean, it's pretty much the same. No, your trays are better. I lied. Alright, I need a secret passageway that's not going to kill me. This doesn't work. This lets me go through here. What am I? Maybe down. Alright, let's save. Okay. I don't know what those potions do.
Sour Patch Gummies.
Sour Patch Kids, Sour Patch Gummies, and some Skittles, it looks like. Cool, cool. Alright. Let's hit this switch and get out of here.
Love you. Grab you a beer?
No thanks.
Are you sure?
Yep.
It's on a real Sunday.
Okay, yeah, I know. Ow! God damn it. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of games out there that I think are like, how did children ever enjoy playing this game? This actually reminds me when I played Echo, Echo the Dolphin. One of the things that I found interesting is that there was one person who was like, you know, I'm really kind of surprised you're playing Echo. It didn't seem like a very long game to me. And I was like, that's kind of a weird take because it seems like Echo is a really long game. And I, you know, whatever. And I played it and I like went ahead and like started the game. And like in the first room, you have to do this thing where you like jump up in order to cause this like cyclone of water to allow you to walk to the first actual level. So there's like a prelude level where you can control the dolphin, but unless you do this like fast swim and jump up, nothing happens. Like there's basically nothing in the game. And this person had never figured that out as a kid, so they thought that the entire game was just like swimming around a pretty much featureless first level. And so, yeah, I definitely like think that game is, it's one of the 3 or 4 games that I've just like been like, no, I will never finish this game. I will never finish Battletoads. I will never finish Echo. I played Echo for like 4 hours, and I'm a pretty decent gamer, and I was playing with a walkthrough, and I played it for 4 hours, and I got through 4 levels. The game has 32 levels. Like, so playing with a walkthrough, as a pretty decent gamer, much better than I was as a child, I was not able to, in like 4 hours, get through a 1 level per hour. It is crazy to me that part of the reason that was so difficult is because they thought it would be too easy to beat. But I agree, that is what they've said, so. I've played Evo. Yes, I have streamed Evo. It was a fun game. I really liked it. The only problem with it is it didn't kind of line up with 2 streams very well, but that's not the problem of the game. That's just a problem of like my streaming. Shoot! God damn it. Oh shit. Yeah, Evo's a lot of fun. And there's a lot of variation in play. Oh, the other problem that I have with Evo is too much grinding. And so, like, it's not a bad game, but there's just a little bit too much grinding for me of like, oh, the best way to do this is to like change evolutions multiple times, and to do that you need to have all of these like evolution points that are kind of like the easiest way to get them is to go back to an earlier level and grind it or whatever. And so it would have been nicer if like once you had an evolution you could keep it so there wasn't as much time kind of going back and forth on evolutions. It's not bad, and certainly in the like era of the time it was 100% consistent with other games, but it's something that I noticed for someone who was streaming it was kind of meh. But I mean, there's a lot of games that are just like not really well designed for streaming, right? It's one of the things I've been thinking about recently is like one of the reasons that RPGs don't make for great streaming is because they like most people are going to come in midway through the story, and there's enough story that it can be really difficult to kind of catch up easily. So this is not good. Yeah, humans are not great. As evolutionary, like, you know, anythings go, humans, it turns out, are pretty shitty. What? Alright, I'm gonna try this again just with, like, try and get, like, 1 hit in on these guys before I die. Okay. Okay, the fires in front of them kind of suck. Oh no! Stupid. Oh, right. So I can just stand in the middle and hit both of them. If I can get a good time. Oh no, that didn't work? Really? There we go. Okay. Alright. Alright. I don't know how to use the potion. It refills some of my life. Alright, so that'll do. Try that. So one of these footprints actually brings out hearts. Cool. It's almost like this boss was designed to be killed with the stars. Oh! God damn it. Cool. Thanks very much for suggesting the potion. That was a good call. My game audio sync is off? Oh, that's weird. I don't know why that would have changed. Whatever. Wow, you've done it! You say that all the time, but I don't know what I've done. But okay. Now saving your data. Aw, that's nice, Mike. You're a little bit older than I am, right? I feel like. $39, yeah, okay. Alright, so I think... Hey, look! I bet this is the doctor! Doctor, give me the news. I got a bad case of loving you. Alright, Uncle Steve, I found me. He looks very much like my father. Like, what a weird comment. I'm very proud of you, Mike. Let me tell you what happened. A month ago, I found a big rock in these ruins. I decoded the cipher. It told an incredible story. On a faraway planet called Argonia, the Argonians battled evil aliens. They were all but destroyed. They sent their last escape pod to Earth. The rock is the burned remains of that escape pod, and the pod was carrying 3 powerful magic cubes that are very important. The evil aliens chased those magic cubes to Earth and abducted me to get at them. The story is complicated. Do you want me to repeat it? No, it wasn't that complicated. The aliens forced me to reveal the location of the magic cubes. They've taken them from the big rock. They must have been sent to Earth for a reason. Get them back from the evil aliens. You respond bravely, I will go to the alien spaceship and get them back. Leave me here, I'll be okay. I spent the entire goddamn day looking for you, and you're just like, oh, just leave me here. Like, I'm fine. Like, all I had to tell you was that you should go get some stupid rocks that some stupid aliens took. Yeah, it's probably just me. You have to keep in mind, I'm a Comcast user. Everything is terrible. Alright. I have arrived at the spaceship. Now I have to find the 3 magic cubes, but I am not going to do that tonight. So that's going to be the end of our stream for tonight. Tomorrow evening at 9:15 p.m. Eastern Time, I will pick up the stream and we will play some more StarTropics. We will be playing StarTropics Chapters 7 and 8. It's been lovely to have all of you here tonight, and because it's not yet like freaking 1 in the morning like it usually is, I can probably do a raid on somebody and actually have people hang out for a little bit. So we're actually going to raid another friend of ours from the Retro Squad. His name is Stingray Gaming, and he plays retro games all the time, but at the moment he's playing a retro inspired game called Iconoclasts. So hop in here and say CPG raid if you are willing. I'll hang out for a little while and watch some game with you. It has been lovely to have all of you here and lovely to stream on a special day like today. So thank you very much. Have a great night, and I will see you tomorrow in just about 24 hours. So that's it. Bye bye. Take care.